paused it for a second, and she come up and sucked it in. Look at that giant. That hurt. I looked at you, said something, and I looked at you, and then I licked, and then that went through. Big one.
Guys, in that vid, we were catching some fish ripping baits, and there's a lot of different kind of baits you can rip, and it's just the style of fishing when you're kind of power fishing. A lot of guys will rip a trap, you'll rip it off grass and things along those lines, but you can do that with a lot of different baits, and you'd be amazed how many reaction strikes you'll get just snapping that bait up. I've done it with crankbaits in like 10-15 feet of water. I've done it with traps in a wide variety of the water column. I've even done it, with flukes and stuff along those lines. Spoons are a great example when you're just ripping that bait up and it's a reaction strike and you're triggering a fish that usually won't eat when it comes down to it. But let me show you what I was tossing. What we did is, that was a pre-spawn or a spawn pattern on Okeechobee. And this is a bladed swim jig. It was 3/8 ounce, I believe. And what I have it trailered with, and I think this was part of the key that I was getting some of those bites, because there are other guys around us throwing spinner baits and things along those lines. Well, on the back here, I have a Gambler Super Stud, and it's a fluke style bait. The big difference between this and like a Zoom fluke is this is a much softer plastic. It's a lot more malleable. It chitters and jatters, and it really quivers a lot more. And that's really the trick. When you put a trailer on these kinds of baits, there's a lot of action imparted just by the blade on that swim jig. And that extra soft plastic really, really shakes and quivers when you pair it up with this style of bait. Another kind of interesting thing to note is some guys will put kind of like a grub style bait, or they'll put like swimming crawls and stuff along those lines on these guys. Chatterbaits and spinnerbaits put off so much vibration and so much movement, especially when you're snapping them in that really having a straight kind of bait on there, a straight tail bait such as this guy right here, you get a bunch of action. It sort of is too much action, in my opinion, when you're putting on a tailed or a swimming style bait on the back of these, unless you're really trying to move a lot of water. You got some real dirty water and you really want to send out that vibration and let the fish know the bait's there. But this is the rig that we were tossing. You can do it with a swim jig as well. I just like it on, especially a chatterbait or a bladed swim jig, just because you already have that sort of rocking motion, that crankbait style look to the bait in the water. And when you have this straight tail with that softer plastic of the Super Stud on there, she really just shakes, man, and quivers. And we were dealing with some fairly finicky fish. You probably saw there were some other boats fishing around us. The area was getting quite a bit of pressure, so it was important to sort of have something that was a reaction sort of type bait like this guy, but at the same time that straighter tail is a little more finesse. It's a little more natural, and I think that was a big key. But give it a try. Super Stud on the back of your swim jigs, your chatterbaits, your bladed swim jigs. and rip that thing. You can do it on braid. In this case, I was doing it on 17-pound fluorocarbon, but just snap that joker. Snap it, and they'll just smash it. If you're on grass, rip it off the grass. And I even do it in open water. I've gotten tons of reaction strikes fishing flat, open water, and just snap that bait up and let her flutter to the bottom and then keep on swimming it. And you'll be amazed, man. They'll come up and they'll smash it. Fish you could not get to bite dragging a worm or anything along that line, fishing real slow, they'll crush it when you snap it up and rip that bait. But give it a try. Super stud, bladed swim jig, and rip it, son. Just rip it up. All right, guys, tight lines.